Hello, everybody. We are back from baby hiatus.
Welcome.
I am Allie.
I am Scala.
I'm Mitch.
Yes, you are. Scala, it's been a while.
Yes, it has. You could follow us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud at Big Deck Energy. On YouTube, you could also find a link to our Discord. On Twitter, we are Big Deck Energy _. On Instagram, we are Big Deck Energy Podcast. And on Allie's Twitch, Empress, EMPRESS _ Allie.
That was amazing.
Twitch affiliate.
Yeah.
Twitch
Empress Allie.
affiliate now.
Yep, as of yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super fancy, right? Super official now. Now they can put ads on my videos.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So how does that work? Do you get to like choose which ads?
No, I mean,
They just put random ads.
I think so. I didn't like go through. Listen, it was a lot. They sent me an email that were like, fill all this information out, and then every time I go in, it's like, click this button. Do you want to enable this? Do you want to enable? I don't know. So I'm trying to figure it out.
Are you a Twitch employee now? Is that how that works?
I guess I filled out like a tax form.
Oh damn!
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's for real.
And you said it on the podcast now. You got to claim it.
Yeah. Well, they've made me fill it out. So like,
That's great. So did they reach out to you, or is it something like you like applied for?
so affiliate works is like you just hit goals. So basically, like when you stream, it's really. I hate to be like, oh my God, it's so easy. It's not easy, but it's definitely not like as hard as I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started streaming, they give you goals, like any like game and stuff, you get achievements. And for affiliate, you had to reach so in 30 days, you have to reach 50 followers. Stream for 10 hours or something like that. Stream on 7 different days of the week.
In a row, right?
I think it's just different maybe in a row. I don't know. 7 days. No, not in a row because I didn't stream in a row.
Mm-hmm.
7 different days of the week. So like all your hours couldn't be like on Monday. You couldn't stream for like 10 hours on Monday.
Right.
And then average 3 views. Like your average view count has to be at 3.
So 3 live viewers.
3 live viewers, which you know is really not.
That was the hardest part, right?
That was the hardest part, was the average views. Because
Well, I guess live is hard.
yeah, it's easy to get people to
yeah.
be like, hey, it's like YouTube, right? It's easy to get people to be like, hey, go watch this video. It's hard to get people to like stay in long enough to make your average good and not like screw you
Yeah.
over. And it took me a while because I had issues streaming at the beginning. So I was starting a lot of like live videos and there'd be no one in them because I would start them, stop them, start them, stop them.
Killing your average, right?
Yeah. So I lucked out with the average views. I didn't think the followers would be super. The other 2 are easy, like the 10 hours and the
Yeah.
That's just doing
7
it.
days of
Yeah,
the
that's
week.
just
Yeah, that's just
deciding
doing
to
it.
do it.
The followers weren't like super hard because on our like gaming
On our Discord.
I like set it up so every time I stream, you know, people can go on there.
Mhm.
I took it to Twitter, took it to, I don't know.
I think you posted on your personal Facebook a little
Yeah,
bit.
I posted some personal stuff, texted some people. So the followers weren't super hard. The average view count was hard for me, but I ended up getting lucky that I played this stupid game. It's called Vermintide.
Warhammer. It's a
Yeah,
Warhammer
It's
game.
a Warhammer
Oh, okay.
game. But it's literally like a hack and slash game. Like all you do is you run around and you stab rats and they just come in hordes and you just fight them.
So it's kind of like Left 4 Dead, only with rats and not zombies?
Yeah, but the cool thing about it is there's Twitch integration.
Mhm.
So if you guys were watching me while I played it, while I'm playing, there's things that you could do to affect the game. So it'll be like vote to help them or hurt them. And then on the Twitch chat, you could vote to help or hurt. Or like, oh,
Oh, really?
it's super cool.
I didn't
yeah.
even know that existed. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
so then there are things on Twitch called raids, which is where someone takes all of their viewers and they just bring them to someone else's stream. So some other guy who was streaming Vermintide took his whole viewers, it was like 20 of them, and then brought them into my chat, and they all stayed on for like, I don't know, like 45 minutes or an hour. So like that.
Were they like attacking you? Is that what it was, or was it like they were
No,
working with
they
you?
like raided my chat. So like I went
Okay.
from like 5 viewers to 25, and
Oh, so
the-
it's a good thing.
it was a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they all could like mess around with the chat to be like, oh, let's help Allie, let's hurt this person, let's, you know.
My image of that was like you're just trying to like stream on Twitch, and you got a few viewers in there, and then some guy with like 20 viewers just comes in and starts attacking you like midstream.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of what I thought. If you go, I'm gonna have to clip that specific clip because my reaction was, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, hack and slash. Okay, light things on fire, and all of a sudden these like alarms go off. I was like, what is that? And it's like, you're being raided. I was like, guys, we're being raided.
Start panicking.
And then someone else I was streaming with was like, no, they're just coming to watch. And I was like, oh, I'm so nervous now because it's the first time I ever played the game, and I was shit at it. And I was like, oh my god, all these people who know how to play are like in here watching me now. Oh my god, it was so bad.
The
They
judgment.
were really nice. They were super supportive. Like when I got to the page, they're like, do this thing, not this thing. I was like, I don't know what that means, but so that was fun. So yeah, and that's
You can catch some BDE content on Allie's Twitch
I
as
actually
well.
clipped some of our content expires today. Our video.
Our video of character creation.
Yeah, so I saved it. So you can catch that in the D&D, not channel, D&D
Folder?
I guess whatever it's called.
Section?
Yeah, I made like a section for D&D, so you can see that. I clipped it of the explanation of what is the thing called?
Character creation?
Yeah,
D&D Beyond?
the little thing that you made me do of all the stats.
Oh, okay.
The like little analogy of stats and
Oh, the tomato.
yeah, the tomato analogy.
And for those of you who don't know, this was our character creation of pretty much a character based off of Lupe Fiasco's. It was called Cool, right?
The Cool.
The Cool.
The Cool.
Yeah.
The song The Cool.
Right, so we did do our homework. We just didn't do it here.
Yeah.
We did it on Twitch. One of us did our homework.
It's okay.
We did it collectively. I did the buttons.
I was about to say, I just came up with it. You guys made the character.
Yeah, and I clicked the buttons.
Yeah. Because if I would have done the buttons, it would have been a 6-hour show.
Yeah, we got it in 1 hour. It was in and out. So you can watch us creating Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah, that was the name. I forgot about that.
Yeah, one of the viewers in chat gave us a name. So
Yeah. And just for context, it was an hour with us like explaining while we were doing, so it really doesn't take that long to.
yeah, we could have done it in like 4 minutes.
Yeah, honestly.
I just want to shout out the viewer who recommended Ice Ice Baby as the name. I hate you.
Yeah, they don't follow me, so it's fine.
That's fine.
They didn't even follow me. The disrespect.
Yep, disrespectful.
That's crazy.
Shouldn't have
Use
picked
us
that
for
name.
our content.
We're gonna change the name of that character.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. To Ice Ice Adult.
There we go.
Ice Ice Man.
Ice
Ice.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Ice Ice Dude.
Ice Ice Gramps. So it has been a little while since we've been here.
Yeah.
2 weeks? Or more, 3 weeks.
It's been a few weeks. We are looking to take BDE down to every other week right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just with life and the pursuit of happiness. No, not really. With life and work and the pandemic sort of showing its head again, making sure that we stay safe. We've taken some time off. I was sick the other week, so kind of nervous, but everything's good. You know, we're just being careful.
Didn't have the pandaroni.
Pandaroni, not for
No
me.
pandaroni in this house.
Not for me. Yeah. So content now, probably every other week, I think is what we're looking at, right?
We're gonna
Well, we'll have
try to
content
get.
temporarily.
weekly. Let's
Yeah.
not put that out there like that.
We know we keep promising it, but we're really gonna try to get some burning table stuff.
Yeah,
out there.
for sure.
Yeah, just so we can get like more organized and things are on both of our ends. I think at work are a little rough right now.
Yeah, we're burning the candle on both ends. You know how it goes. You know, you guys did a whole episode on like work-life balance, and man, my balance is.
It's only gotten more out of skew
I have
since then.
no balance.
We did not take our own advice.
Yeah, I have no balance. I literally like woke up today to go to work. I can count on a handful of times that I've been late to work, and like today I just could not. Like I was struggling so hard to get out of bed this morning,
I go to work early. I go to work at 7.
and I was like, "Please call me."
She was like, "Wake me up at 6:30 when you leave," and I did. It's like, no. She's like, no. Wake me up at 7, and I call her. Okay, no. 7:30. No. 8 o'clock. No. 8:15. I think it got to what, like 9:15?
I woke up at like 9, maybe
What time did you have to be in?
10. Which, like, I live 10 minutes away, so it's not
Mhm.
that. But, like, I didn't even leave the house till 10. Like, I straight up just was like,
yeah.
I just could not. Just one of those days.
Have one of those. You have those mornings where it's like, I know I should leave right now to get there on time, but I just.
It's a lot
just
easier,
can't do
though,
it.
knowing that, like, no one was going to be until 3 o'clock. So I was kind of like,
I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't want to put those pants on. I just don't want to do it.
right. Right. Every day of my life.
Isn't there a song? Oh, from
Yeah, the
from
musical.
the play. Yeah.
So what have we been up to?
Well, you've been streaming a lot.
Well, yes.
I think.
I don't know if I'd use the word a lot.
I know as far as I go, planning your birthday party and was like such like a stressful like lead up to it. I feel like I like expended myself socially, so I needed to go hide in a room for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I've been
That's how I
keeping my
felt.
head in books, staying away from people.
There you go.
So you guys don't know this, but you remember on the podcast a month ago, probably, I was like, I want to do a murder mystery party for my birthday. And I did not plan a murder mystery party for my birthday. These two did.
Scala did.
No, we both did.
No, yeah.
And it was the most amazing thing ever.
It was a lot of fun.
The best.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was scary for, I would say, preparation.
It was scary
because we found out 2 days,
Yeah,
something
it
like
was-
that before.
We had been in communication with a company or a troupe, I guess, of actors
Yeah.
that kind of like do this as a profession. If you rent out the place, they'll come in and they'll put on the show as put on the murder mystery dinner. They have a script. They kind of walk you through your own parts, hold your hand through it. You participate as much as you want to, and they put on the show. And the party is on Friday night. Saturday night.
Yeah.
And on Wednesday, I think you got the call. Either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday
I think,
morning, it's like, oh, they pull out. Or they just can't make it work.
Yeah, he was pretty much saying, he was like, I haven't heard back yet, and I don't think we're going to be able to do. So I don't know if he actually heard back and he just didn't want to say it, or it was like, at this point, even if I do hear back, it's not enough time.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we ended up having to do it from scratch.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Well, I ended up downloading something I found
Script.
online.
What was it called?
Oh my god, what was it called? Jazz Age Jeopardy.
Ooh.
Yeah, so shout out to them. It was, I think, I forget, either like between $25 and $50, but definitely worth it. It gives you like a bunch of different props, obviously a script that we adjusted slightly because
a 200-page manual.
a 200-page manual with on the first page it says, please allow at least 3 weeks for preparation.
Yeah, right? Like,
Okay, all right.
Oh, nice.
3 weeks, 3 days.
So,
Same thing, yeah. But yeah, it ended up working out. We adjusted the script, obviously, so Allie could be the killer because it's her birthday. And what else does she want in the world than to be the murderer?
I mean, sus.
Yeah, so we ended up renting out a theater to do it. We
that actually wound up working out
It looked
really well.
so good.
We kind of dressed it up like it was the 1920s. We had like a speakeasy poker table. We had a little bar section. It was
We'll drop
pretty
some
cool.
photos on Instagram. I'm waiting for people to send me them. I have some of the
set.
setup. Yeah.
I have one of that like captured the theater.
Yeah. Oh my God. I literally walked in and I almost cried. It looked so good.
We had a little backdoor entrance, for the
Yeah.
what was it called?
The Cat's
Cat's
Meow.
Cat's
Meow.
Meow Club.
Oh my God. It was amazing. We all dressed up.
We dressed up like it was the 20s.
And like we really dressed up. Like
Yeah.
almost everybody like really came like
Your dad.
yeah. Yeah.
It's meant for both of those roles he played.
So it was super cool. It sort of was like, Scala, I feel so bad. He ran around literally all night. You were like so hard to pin down because you were just all over the place. It's the only time I'll take minus my sweet 16. It's the only time anyone's ever planned a party for me. And man, it was the craziest night of my life.
Yeah, well, you
In a good
deserved
way.
it.
In a good way. Not like
You
crazy.
deserved it.
It was fun. So we showed up. We ate some really good food.
Yeah, the food was really good.
Yeah,
The
we got it
food was
catered. Some
super
nice
good.
Italian food.
Yeah, and then everybody mingled, and I was surprised by how many people like actually tried to be in character.
Yeah, pretty much everybody.
Yeah. that was probably the thing I was least worried about, just because I knew we had people who were like comfortable with Dungeons and Dragons.
like our friends. Yeah, exactly.
But I was more worried about, like your parents and stuff like that, and like if they were going to be, comfortable. And freaking dad carried half the show. There were times where me and Mitch were just so tired that like we just had to sit down, and her dad was so good in character and just like working the room. It was amazing.
Yeah, my dad played the person who got killed and then came back, did a costume change as the investigator.
Then he was the Humphrey Bogart, with the
my
with the
gosh.
trench
Those
coat
interrogations,
and,
those interrogations were.
those
I really thought he was going to make people cry. I'm not going to lie.
Well, he was definitely dipping into some like real life experience.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Had some PTSD at some point.
But it was super, super fun. Who else? I was surprised my mom.
Your mom was into it, yeah.
Duke Carrillo.
Duke Carrillo.
She played
She came up with her own little scam and everything.
Yeah, she played a racetrack.
And she was taking bets on horses that
And she
didn't
was
exist.
legit taking bets on horses that did not exist so she could make her money back. My baby brother, who's 13, played a pianist.
Your fucking dad made him actually play the piano at one point. He's like, go to the front of the theater and play piano.
I think you weren't there, but I think you were getting alcohol.
I was probably getting something.
Oh my god,
yeah.
Alex and I were sitting there and he was like, play the piano man. And so they like played music and Alex was just sitting there.
Oh man.
Polly and Denise, we had a friend come up from Virginia actually.
So this was a first for me.
What?
Hanging out with a strictly
an
internet friend.
Not a first for me, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a first. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, she came, she stayed with us. She's super awesome and she is super in character. So she played
Oh yeah.
She nailed
She
it.
played like the feminist, like a radical feminist of the 1920s. And my brother played her husband. And oh my god, they were so cute.
Yeah.
Who else? My sister was there. She was Flapper.
Yeah, she was a flapper. So was Sarah.
Sarah was really
Sarah,
good.
our missing Sarah, was a flapper.
Sarah was really good, especially when she got interrogated and
Yeah,
she
she
started
could-
crying.
Yo, Sarah, you could act.
I
She
know.
can act.
Yeah, Sylvia at one point I think went over and was like, are you okay?
Yeah,
Well,
and
you know
Sarah's
what?
like-
Your dad was yelling at her in the interrogation, and I don't know actually how much of that was acting. I think she might have actually been crying.
I mean,
I'm just
I was
kidding.
sitting there like, yeah, that's what I went through in childhood. Next.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Put me up there. Let me go. But it was super fun. I highly recommend it to anyone. You know what's crazy? I don't know if you guys heard this through all the people that were there. My family is trying to do this for like every holiday now. Like my sister's like, we should do this on Thanksgiving.
Really?
And my dad's like, we should do it for New Year's Eve. And I was like, we should do it for New Year's Eve.
That-
A New
on
Year's Eve murder
New
mystery
Year's Eve would be
party.
fun.
That sounds awesome.
Especially if you did it not super, like if you had all night, you didn't do it like super structured where you...
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Right, you like ate and then you waited a while, then someone got killed, and then like you started playing the game after.
Maybe. You have a couple of
I have like board game versions.
versions. Maybe we should pull one of those out because
Well, you
the
don't
whole production is kind of...
Well, I'm very
New Year's
extra,
Eve
so
kinda makes
I really
sense.
enjoyed the production value of it.
Yeah.
But for like New Year's Eve, yeah, you could just throw it like a dinner party and then
Yeah.
just like kind of have fun with it. But my family was super into it. Like they all called me that night and they were like, "Oh my god, tell Scala and Mitch they did such a good job." Everybody was obsessed with it.
Then Allie had a voiceover for after.
Oh man,
Oh,
my
that was the
voiceover.
best.
My favorite
That was
parts,
the
yeah.
best.
They say it's a man's world.
The background music.
I know we need it with the music.
So let's spoil the ending. I was kind of the murderer. I was the murderer subject.
He was easy to manipulate.
the point of the game was to figure out that I was the killer. But we kind of like wrote our own little twist ending into there. So when the cop puts the handcuffs on me, I kind of like was like, "You want a confession? It was her. She made me do it. It was her plan all along. She's the mastermind. Blah 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 blah." And then she pulls out a gun and shoots me.
Bra, bra, bra.
And then while the audience is there shocked because they're pretty surprised at that
Everyone
part.
was pretty shocked.
They're pretty like,
because
"What?"
Scala was playing like gunshot sounds. It's like, what is going on?
We recorded this like voiceover 1920s noir narration kind of like,
They say it's a man's world. You want to know why I did it?
yeah, I did it. So what? Like,
Now why don't you mind your P's and Q's?
yeah.
It reminds me of, if you remember the great movie Ride in Disney, that's
Yeah,
exactly what
yeah.
I felt like. I felt like now why don't you show me the jewelry? Or
See, that's the one thing about this murder mystery thing that like we kind of like took it and turned it more into like a play at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
very dramatic.
We really steered it to where we wanted it to go. You know, it's I think there's like an aspect of winning and losing that we kind of like took out of it.
Yeah, but because and I don't mean you guys had to do all the work. Like, you even had to go print out all the certificates at the end. So it's like, if it wasn't us having to do it, then I think it's different. But like, kind of having a predetermined, like, there's only so much that you could have just left up. In fairness, everybody figured out that it was the votes were even. You had 5 votes and I had 5 votes.
Really?
So theoretically, but the only person
See,
who
they
didn't
were
vote,
looking for the twist because all the evidence pointed at me.
but the only person that didn't vote was Scala, and he would have voted for you in character.
Right,
so it still would have worked. And really, there was no evidence against me. People voted for me because people know me.
Exactly.
That's what it was,
That's
yeah.
exactly the truth.
And guess who voted for me? Let me count these 5 votes.
Okay, you about to get called out?
Lily,
Lily.
my mother, my 2 brothers,
Yeah, of course.
my sister,
Of course.
and I think Sylv. So, like, you know, really, minus Sylvia, who probably used some sort of like
All the
rational
people who know you best
decision.
in the world.
Yeah, my family was like, my dad knew it was me. He even said it in interrogation. He was like, "Oh, you do this, this, and this is why it's you." But he voted for you because he knew what we wanted the ending to be. So he made sure to vote for you. But it's really cool because it came with like awards at the end. It was like, we didn't give everybody their awards for sleuthing because literally everybody except like, I think Frank.
Yeah. And I ran out of glitter paper.
Oh my God, I have glitter paper. Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Oh, yeah. And fun fact, you cannot buy a toy gun anymore. We didn't know this.
Oh, yeah. I saw one in 7-Eleven the other day.
Oh,
so
did you?
I coulda got
7-Eleven's
one. Yeah.
we might have just snitched on 7-Eleven.
But it had 7-Eleven.
No, it's great. I never noticed this. You know, even like the little like cap guns we used to play with when we
You
were
have
kids.
to buy like exaggerated Nerf guns. There's no
Yeah.
like toy guns that look like real. I mean, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah. It's just like this one scenario in which we would need it. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, you can't get like a prop for it.
You have
anymore.
to like go find like a real prop, like an actual prop. There's no like, oh, just buy a toy. Like,
which I guess makes sense. They didn't want guns that look too convincing.
Yeah.
People just paint them black and you know.
Right, exactly. I remember you saying like, "Oh, we can go buy a cap." I was like, "You cannot buy that in a store."
yeah. So
I just don't
I saw one at
know.
7-Eleven last night. I was like, damn, 2 weeks late.
Like, you know, I get it and like I agree with it. I just don't know when the transition happened. I didn't.
Right, like you never
Yeah.
stop noticing stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I used to go buy cap guns at CVS all the time.
Oh yeah, I used to love those.
Those
when I was a
orange
kid.
ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what other awards do they have? Oh, we both
Best
got
dressed.
awards. Well, we got awards for getting away with murder and cold-blooded killer.
Right.
Your father got an award for
Best
playing 2
costume.
roles.
For playing 2 roles, for best in character. Best dressed. Yeah. I think those were all the like awards that were like on the shiny paper.
Yeah.
On the glitter paper.
But everybody was like, just
It really was like in the whole thing.
the party worked because everybody bought in and everybody like
Yes.
decided that they were gonna have fun.
Well,
and
I
do it.
remember literally being like, if you don't want to buy in, don't come. It's not
Yeah,
worth your time
yeah.
to come if you don't want to. If you don't want to play along, you might as well not come. And I won't be offended. Like it's, you know, like
You know, the funny part was because we had such little time, people like really, I think mostly everybody learned their characters when they got to the party.
Yeah, pretty much.
So your dad just had a field day with it.
oh
He was
my
like,
god.
Like Sylvia, I think had to look at the paper because she forgot
Yeah,
her name at one
he was
point.
like, why do you keep looking? You don't know your name. Well,
What kind of fucking attorney are you?
my dad also, if you didn't know, memorized the entire script.
Yeah, I know.
Which is ridiculous.
He
yeah.
literally came in and was like, yes, this person's dating this person's sleeping with that person. I don't like that person because they owe me money. I was like, what is going on? He's
he knew
like,
more than we knew about it.
He's like, I practiced.
I was reading the script when he was reading it, and he literally read his part
Verbatim.
word for word. I was like, you know, we should film this, and this should be like his audition tape for like acting jobs going
Right.
forward.
That's you know, your dad has wanted to be an actor his entire life. It's exactly.
I mean,
he
this
wanted
is
to be
like
a
the
movie
perfect
star.
like thing for him. It's like, my mom was she was like, yo, this is the worst. She's like, you're giving your dad a captive audience. It's like, he doesn't need this. I'm like, he does though.
It just rolls. It's how I see your dad. Like 50% Mafia Don, 50% cop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
100.
Yep.
That is who he is. Like, that was it. That was his personality. I run this bitch. And then when he died, he also ran this bitch. Just
Yep. Investigated his own death. Look at that.
amazing.
Perfect.
But oh my God. Wild amount of fun.
Yeah. Really was.
It was
Really was.
Yeah.
so good.
Had so much fun. We talked about possibly, making our own thing and kind of doing that. Maybe that'll be another one of those Patreon
Like our own
things.
little like troop
Yeah.
type of deal.
Oh, that would be cool.
Were you not? You were in the conversation.
No, it would be cool. It doesn't exist yet.
You don't know that.
Plot twist.
Yeah, we thought about doing something like that. We had such a
Mm-hmm.
good time. And we definitely could write our own content, like not to, we didn't have to like buy it off of other people and stuff.
Right,
It's
right,
not-
right.
Especially if it wasn't something we were like rushing. I mean, we have time. Speaking of writing, just on a random note, next month is National Writing NaNoWriMo.
NaNoWriMo.
What the hell is that? Is this a new one? I feel like every single week there's something else going on, or every day it's like
No, it's like
National Writing
it's
Month.
National Grasshopper Day. I'm like, what? Who came up with this? Did the grasshoppers agree on this? I don't.
Yes. National Writers Month something. And there's this website where like you basically they give you like a word count. I don't know what it is, but essentially if you write every single day the X amount of words, you'll have a novel at the end of November.
Oh, that's pretty
It's
cool.
pretty cool.
I signed up for it and I didn't even know that. That's
So
what it
like
was.
the way it works is they give you a word count goal. Like I don't know the
Okay,
math.
okay.
Say it's like 1,200 words a day. I think that's actually what it is. It's 12 to 15, which really is only a couple pages. It's not.
Mm.
But the goal is if you write this many words and you do it every single day. So say you put an hour aside every single day to write these 1,200 words. At the end of the month, you'll have a novel.
I mean, I guess theoretically, but it doesn't mean it's going to be a good novel.
No,
No, exactly.
no. It's not a good
Yeah.
novel. Or, well, it doesn't have to be a good novel.
but
But
it might be.
the point of
Yeah.
it is also not to go back and like correct yourself. The point is just to get something on paper.
Oh, like a first draft.
It's like
kind
the
of thing.
it's
Okay,
supposed
I
to be
see.
like the thing that pushes people, and it's just like the artists who have like Inktober, where it's like it's not perfect. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
something for the community to do. So I signed up for that because I like to write.
I
That
also
sounds
signed up.
interesting. I mean, I've never actually written anything outside of like stuff for Burning
Music.
Wheel and music, yeah. But definitely because like me and Caroline started a little book club. We're the only two members right now. Yeah. So we just finished reading Circe, and now we're reading the Da
How
Vinci
was
Code.
that?
It was good. I actually
Yeah?
really liked it. Yeah, it was a lot of. It's not as like in your face Greek mythology as you would think. Like they use a lot of like obscure gods and goddesses, which I thought was interesting.
That's
It was-
cool.
That's really cool.
It was good. Yeah, liked it a lot. But yeah, while I was reading it though, I was like, if I could, I would want to write a book. Probably like a fiction book at some point because I don't want to have to do the research to
Oh, of
you know
course,
what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Uh-huh.
I would definitely want to, and then I tried to come up with like a beginning, and I just kept thinking of Burning Wheels.
Yeah, but that is exactly how
Yeah.
it. Like, I mean, content we have for Burning Wheel literally could be a book, which
Yeah.
I think we've talked about. And I was like, before we started filming
Mm-hmm.
and before we did YouTube, we were like, man, I was like, I'll write recaps as chapters, and then like we'll have a book,
Yep.
which might be what I do for because I don't really have an idea for NaNoWriMo, but like maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do like the chapters as like our story, which means we have to start playing again. But
When does this start?
November 1st.
It's the month of
November
November.
1st.
It's literally it's like Inktober. It's just the whole month.
I was
Just do
thinking of
one a
doing
day
something
every-
where it's like a prequel type thing for like one of the like cities. I was thinking of
That's
using
cool.
like Breton, like how Breton and
How it
like,
got-
yeah,
That's a good
like
idea.
the first people and stuff like that.
And writing too, which I've learned because I know you guys both know, is that like I just do a lot of writing on the side. Like it's
Mhm.
nothing. It's always like short stories or like just random pages. It's like sometimes that's how the ideas come. Is like you just start somewhere and then it's like, wait, this could be this thing or this thing,
Yeah.
and then you just kind of go from there. That just reminded me because I was like, oh, we could write for the I almost said dinner theater murder mystery.
Murder mystery. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting.
Right, you could write like a murder mystery too.
I mean, the other thing with it is obviously not saying it's easy because I think writing is extremely stressful and difficult if you're trying to do it like career wise. But there's so many resources out there that I think make it also like a lot easier for like writers now. Like you could self-publish a book
Yes.
extremely
Oh my
cheap.
god.
Oh, yeah.
Super
yeah.
easy. You can take it to Amazon, especially if you do just digital.
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing is that, and it's like you said, I'm not saying that anybody can be a good writer, but anybody can write. Like, if you have the ability to read and put words on a paper, you can be a writer. Like,
Yeah.
I've read some shit books. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And some of them are the most famous books, right? Isn't
Yeah.
which book is it? Is it 50 Shades of Grey?
50 Shades
That's
of
like
Grey.
considered one of the worst books ever written or something.
Yeah, and it is.
And look
one
how
of
much
them.
money.
Right.
Also one of the most popular books ever written.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. Like, you don't have to be a good writer. You just have to have good ideas. You know, like, you know, or idea. I don't even want to say good
You
ideas.
just have to scratch someone's itch.
Ideas that people want to read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sex sells no matter what industry it is, you know? So you write a book about sex,
Yeah.
you make a lot of money. And I think I've told you guys this, but I don't know if you know, but 50 Shades of Grey is actually a fan fiction of Twilight. So
You did tell me
I did
that,
know
yeah.
that, yeah.
also why it's pretty popular. Well,
Is that why Christian Grey is a vampire?
yes.
Okay. That was a weird twist in the third one.
Wait, is that real?
Yeah, go watch the movies.
Oh my.
He's
No, thank you.
he's not a vampire.
Do you know my 50 Shades of Grey story from
I don't-
working at a movie theater?
I don't know if I know yours particularly.
I don't know if it's better than mine, but
You didn't work
well,
in a movie
Shout
theater,
out to
I did for the
Struck a
first
Flock of Flames,
Oh, right.
my GM at Clifton back in the day. Pretty much opening night, 50 Shades of Grey, sold out theater. You know, movie goes down, projector goes down. So Kristen, you know, was there, my GM at the time, and she pretty much tells me, like, look, we can get this back up, but it's going to take like 20 minutes. I need you to go in there and just do something funny to distract them. Just go in there and pretend to start like stripping or something. That's what she told me to do. I walk in there already 15 minutes into when the movie's supposed to start. As soon as I step in the auditorium, don't even get to do anything yet, people are booing at me. Like,
Isn't that the worst
it's like-
feeling?
all these middle-aged women just like, boo, where's the movie? Just like yelling. I was waiting for somebody to just pull out a tomato and just throw it at me or something. I was just, I've never, I like took the walk back to my GM's office, like with my head down the whole time. I was like, Kristen, it didn't work. We need to get the projector up. They're going to riot.
That is the worst feeling in the world when people are like yelling at you and it's like, it's not my fault, bro. Like, you think that I want to be standing here waiting?
Yeah.
I don't want this just as much as you don't want this.
Yep.
Yeah, yours is wild.
so when 50 Shades came out, a woman rented one of the theaters, and she was like one of those like mid-level marketing kind of people.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, they have like parties. What are they, like Avon parties or something like that?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like a
Yeah,
thing,
like
right?
Tupperware
Yeah.
parties and stuff.
Right. But she decided to have it inside the theater where she was auctioning off sex toys.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
Right. So like she's asking for me to help set it up, and I'm helping her set it up. I'm kind of like running point on this on this rental. And like I'm setting up her Benoit balls and her whatever the fucks, you know. And it goes off well, you know, and she's really nice to me, and kind of like, I think she's flirting with me a little bit, and I'm just like, you know what, me and Allie are secretly dating at the time, so we're not trying to.
Telling you, those older women always loved Mitch.
I know my pleases and thank yous. And as a thank you, after the screening goes off without a hitch, she gives me like one of those like rubber things that you know,
A fleshlight.
a fleshlight.
Oh.
As like a thank you, she's like, "Here, take this fleshlight," and I took it,
It's so weird.
and I was like, "Okay." And I just left it in my room, because this is years ago. Then I move out, and then like years later, my mom was like, what did I find in your room?"
I did not know that.
You didn't know that part?
No.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that was.
Oh.
I was like, I swear to God, I didn't get it. It was a gift. It's like that doesn't necessarily make it sound better, but I swear to God.
I was gonna say, like, there's no way you could say that story without it and
Yeah.
make it sound believable.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Well,
wow. I hadn't thought about that in a while.
I read 50 Shades of Grey.
You read 50 Shades of Grey
before it was
like,
a book.
but when it was still a fan fiction,
Not
right?
when it was a fan fiction. Before it was a published book. It was published on Amazon just digitally, and I was in college, and I was in my like, I hate everything in the world and college sucks thing, which was all 6 years of it, but it was like my first year of college, and all I did was read. Like, I read 52 books in my first semester or whatever semester of college it was.
52
And-
books?
yeah.
You did a book a week?
No.
Oh, semester?
Yes.
You did 2 books a week.
Probably
Pretty much,
more.
yeah.
I would sit at work and I had my Kindle, and all I would do is like just read.
Wow.
But I mean, a lot of the books were small, like, you know, like Animal Farm size, small, like, you know,
Yeah.
70, 80 pages. You sit, that's what, like 2 hours of reading?
Novella.
Yeah, a lot of novellas. But one of the things on Amazon was like the most like controversial book of whatever year that was. And I was like, oh man, I gotta read this. And I was like, this shit's not that bad. Like, what are people... Not that it was well written. I didn't understand why people were so heated about it. Like people were like, "This is the most disgusting book I've ever." I was like,
Right.
"What?"
I mean, it's not like it's the first of its kind, though, right?
That's what I
There's a whole
mean.
genre out there.
Like,
yeah.
But people,
There's also this thing like pornography that's been around for
that's what I'm
Well, that's
saying.
what
I'm like, ma'am, go
Is it
ask.
because it was tied to Twilight, you think? Or was that
I don't
not
think people
known
knew
then?
that.
I think it was more like this is smut that people didn't. There was something sneaky about it. You know, like people felt like they were getting away with
It's
something.
because
reading
it
You know what I
was-
mean?
I see.
It's
it
like-
wasn't in your face pornographic. So
It's like, you know, like imagine like,
people thought they were
oh,
tricked.
I'm reading it on the subway. Look, I'm reading. You know, it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Right. I also think that it was because BDSM was not super explored in pop culture. Like, I'm not saying that there weren't books about BDSM relation, like,
Yeah.
or I don't want to. Actually, it's not BDSM. That's where a lot of the controversy came from. Sub and dom relationships, in that community that was like super exposed. Where when this came out, it was very like, this is what it is, and then a lot of the community, the real like submissive dominant sub dom community was like, that's not what it's really like, and now you're making us look bad. So there was a lot of like
God.
gray scaling
Came out of the
there
woods,
that happened.
state their case.
Where like
I'm not a part of this, but I just want you to know I have a friend, and he says that's not how it is.
yeah, and then like they would claim things were BDSM, where like, no, this is like the community was just super all over the place, which I think didn't help.
There was a lot of stuff about it being like promoting rape culture too, right?
Yeah.
Abusive
Yeah.
rape culture. Now listen, I mean, I'm not here to put my views on what I think, you know, but like as a 19-year-old, or I guess I was 18 at the time as my first semester. So as an 18-year-old girl reading the book, I was not uncomfortable reading it to a point where I was like, oh, like this shouldn't be written. I think that you have to be mature enough to understand that like he had mental issues. Like they weren't like painting it like, oh, Christian Grey is a normal dude. They weren't like, oh, he's the epitome of normal men and this is what you want out of your life. It's like literally it's called 50 Shades of Grey, and it's a really stupid line because in the book he's like, no, Anna, I'm not normal. I'm 50 shades of fucked up. And like that's how that is like the book's
Okay.
theme. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit, it's like, yeah, if you're looking at it as a healthy relationship, well, one, you're an idiot. Two, like,
Yeah, you
you're an idiot.
missed something in the book.
Right. And like, yeah, she's annoying because she continues to stay with him. And you're like, well, why would you stay with someone who like does these things to you, you know, and if you're not into
Look at most relationships in reality.
Right. And there is a little bit of reality there, right? Like nobody is perfect. You're not going to date someone or marry someone or be with someone who like 100% of the time is going to be a good person. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. I'm not saying it's a well-written book. I really liked the story. Like I liked what happened because it was just crazy enough that you were like, okay, this is fiction, but it still gave you that like the thing that Twilight gave me. The
It's like, it's
maybe it
pulpy.
could
It's
happen
like-
to me.
yeah,
Like, you know what I
it's
mean? Like
like
maybe a vampire will come and want to date
like
me.
a soap opera kind of thing.
Right. So I have my opinions on it, but I don't think it's as rapey as people make it seem. Like there's literally there's one scene in
You're
all
canceled now.
I don't care. There's one scene in all three books that I would consider not consensual. But he doesn't have sex with her. He just like withholds
consent. What?
withholds sex from her. So like
Oh, he withholds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's not rape. It's just one of the like that is the scene that so I don't know how graphic I can get, but whatever. There's like a scene where he's like pleasuring her, but he's pleasuring her because he's mad at her. Like he's taking her to a point, he's edging her. So he's taking her to a
Okay.
point, then stopping, you know, like whatever. And she's like, this isn't love, this is torture. And then she like safe words on him and it's like a whole big thing. I know. She used the safe word. And she didn't even use their safe word. She used red, which was like a whole other thing. But that's
Banana.
Such a stupid safe word.
well, he's very like, you know, yellow, red, and she's like, I don't want to use red. I want to use like a word. And I think she used like pineapple, like a word you would never use in, you know.
Tapioca.
And she
Apricot.
she's like used pineapple or something like that, but this time she was like, no, red, blah 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 blah. So that's the only scene that was like super like this is not an okay. I could see where people have an issue, but that wasn't in the first book. Like, so you had to get through the other books for you to have that
Yeah.
opinion. So I'm not recommending you read it. I'm just
We've now talked about 50 Shades of Grey long enough that it's going to be one of our clips that we put out. Congratulations, guys.
Oh no.
I don't know. I think it's important to talk about like pop culture things that are very misconstrued because people just want to have an opinion.
Yeah. Speaking of pop culture books, the next book that I chose for my book club with Caroline, if you want to join, is the Hunger Games one. You haven't read it yet.
The
have
new
you?
one?
New one?
Yeah, the new one.
No, I haven't read it
I
yet.
finally picked it up. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll read it with you guys. Let me know when you read it.
Yep.
I'm reading Axiom's End right now. I keep calling it Edge.
Isn't it Axiom's Edge?
Mm-mm.
Axiom's End.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you finish, I'm going to read it.
I hate you. It's really good. I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast,
You might have.
but it's really interesting. The concept is like, is intelligence a human right?
Is truth a human right, right?
Yeah, well, I use the word intelligence because it's like, it's more than just the truth. It's like having the concept is this guy finds out that aliens exist and the government's withholding the information. He starts like posting it online and being like, I got this from the FBI. Like, I found all these files,
So based on a true story?
you know?
Possibly.
And the idea is like, if you found out that aliens existed, do you think, and it happens right after, the book takes place right after 9/11. So they like tie all of it into like the 9/11 conspiracy
Okay.
and all that kind of stuff.
Aliens did 9/11.
I was gonna say, is it actually a UFO that crashed in?
No,
Okay.
but they're saying that like Bush, I think the concept is like, oh, Bush isn't hiding 9/11. 9/11 is the thing that they use to hide the aliens. You know
I
what
never
I
thought
mean?
I'd say this, but poor Bush. He'll never get a break.
Even in a damn book.
That's what I'm saying. He's never gonna get a break.
That's funny.
But what a fascinating concept, because
Yeah.
you know, is it the government's responsibility to protect you from that, or is it their responsibility to be honest with you and tell you about it?
It's one of those really good. I've always thought that, you know, in theory, as transparent as the government could be would be good, right? But even if you look at something, I mean, look what happened with the pandemic, right? They knew since January. And the more I think about it is like, you know, if they just got this information, they just told everybody, like what would have happened? Like, you know, we don't really know. Like, even with us finding out in an organized way when we did, it was still chaos.
It was chaos, but it wasn't like, you know, like murder in the streets.
Oh yeah, of course. It would,
You know,
yeah.
I'm
like,
not gonna lie,
if-
I was
to me,
kinda
honestly, if
worried.
anything, this, you know, yeah, we're at the beginning, but if this pandemic proved anything, it was kind of like, man, every time in those movies when the president goes,
Yeah.
we can't let the people know, it'll be riots in the streets. You know, we got to
Yeah.
protect them from panicking. It's kind of like, oh, it's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but being honest almost prevents the panic too. So it's kind of a weird like.
But we also found out when they had more information about it, right? We
Right.
knew what it was by that point.
Right.
Right.
If they would have told us, like, hey, people are dying, we don't exactly know why yet, do you think people would have acted the same?
Well, I think it's weird. Think about it now. They're saying numbers are going back up. They're saying it's almost as bad now as it was in March. And how different does it feel now than it did in March?
I think, I mean,
You know, like it's just.
geographically for us, we're not as bad as it was back then.
But I'm talking about nationwide.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just
yeah.
as bad. And now, you know, we had it super bad in March and we don't have it as bad now. But nationally, it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's getting traced back to house parties, which pretty much tells you closing down stuff doesn't work. People are over it, and they're just going to meet up and do what they do.
Right.
Because that's what most of it's tracing back to, right? Is like indoor gatherings and like parties at people's houses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we threw a party.
Right. And granted, it was only people that like I see all the time, but
Yeah, it
But
was
here-
family and very close
but,
friends.
but my
still.
argument with that was, why can't I be around 15 people when I have to go to work every day and be around 300 people? Like,
Yeah.
what is the difference at that point that I'm allowed to be around people that I work with, all these strangers that I can work with, but I can't be in a room with my family and my best friends? Like, that's a weird... That's why it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I understand the concern because you're kind of relying on other people's personal responsibility. So I get that. But again, like at what point, you know?
Yeah, there's only
you just-
so much.
Yeah. At some point, like things have to
Something's
open
gotta
back
give.
up.
Right.
There's underlining issues that like they're not as in our face as other ones, but you know, we're going to spend decades trying to recover from this just economically.
I mean, how many businesses are never going... I mean,
Never going to open back
Yeah.
up.
our business particularly is going to change 100%.
Yeah.
Their movie theaters will not operate the way that they did in March.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just life. Like that's
Movie
just
theaters are going to be a luxury product.
Yeah.
eventually, yeah.
Adam,
know?
stop doing interviews, please. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, right? Come
Just
on,
please stop
bro.
doing interviews.
I don't even care. Stop.
Got egg on his face? What happened?
Oh my God, he
did
just
one for the Wall
he's
Street
like-
Journal, and it was
he's
just
like
really bad.
super pompous. And
Yeah, he's trying to go the other direction. So, like, you know, like Regal closed down all their theaters, and he's
right,
like, we're going to extend our hours.
honestly,
and do
Regal,
this."
good for you
Oh, my
guys.
God.
You know, and it's just like, I get what he's trying to do, and I get why, but it's just kind of, you know, you're not fooling. At a certain point, just be like, look, we're doing our best. If he would have came out and just been like, we're doing our best, and honestly, like,
Right.
we're staying open for you people. Like, we're not even making money at this point.
That I think would have translated so much. If he was like, listen, like you said, we're not making money. We're staying open because you guys want to see movies. I think people would be super receptive to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to say that when, like,
Yeah, but
you guys are dead. Like,
But he also, what do you mean?
like your movie theaters are dead.
Yeah,
But yeah, everybody knows that already.
But everyone-
that's the thing. They know we're at 25%.
but that's what I
capacity,
said.
so-
Like, we're not making money. We're here for you. And he's saying stupid stuff like, well, if I can't do this, I'm going to pay back the millions of dollars I made. Like, no one cares about your money. Like, your money's not changing the direction of this company.
yeah. So it's a little rough right now, but you know.
But speaking of aliens, would you want to know if they existed or not?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't want us to interact with them. Like, if it was up to a vote, I would probably say, like, if we could study from a distance, that's good. But I don't think we should take the initiative, right? Because my logic, and could be completely false, but I think, generally speaking, people think of aliens as always being superior intelligence to us. We don't really have a reason to think that.
That's actually in the book. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, so my whole thing is like, look, let's say that was true and they knew about us. If they're not bothering us, let's just
Like, leave them alone.
leave them alone. You know, I would want to know, of course. I think, again, it's always, I feel weird saying I believe in aliens, but I just think it's as big as the universe is. It wouldn't make sense that we would be the only ones here. I think it's just human arrogance.
It's
to think that.
improbable
Yeah.
that it's bordering on impossible that something else doesn't
Exactly,
exist.
yeah.
And I think we've talked about this, is that, like, yeah, I don't know if I believe it's like little green Martians, but
Yeah, I hope
like,
so, but I don't.
there literally could be another race that is humanoid. You know, in my
Could be other humans.
Can you imagine how disappointing that would be if we find aliens and it's just like people like us?
It's like, yo.
oh
It's like, hey, what's up?
It's like, oh shit, they found us. They found us. All right.
Oh fuck! It's the fucking Martians. Keep going. Don't let them
Or
say
they
it.
just been watching us this whole time. They're like really big fans of like our show. Like they watch The Office.
But it's funny in the book, the aliens, he calls the one main alien calls the girl an alien, and she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, you're not gonna eat me? She's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you eat flesh. And he's like, you're a flesh eating alien. And I was like, oh my God, that's so funny, because like,
That's so funny because, like, I think I've told you about this. You know, there's a subreddit called HFY, which stands for Humanity Fuck Yeah. And it's basically like a collection of people who write stories about how, like, humanity interacts with other aliens, and, like, other aliens are, like, dumbfounded and afraid of humanity.
I mean, we do some crazy stuff.
We're like,
Yeah, if you look at our
basically-
history, I would be kind of
That's
scared
in the book
too.
too.
Yeah.
They're like, you literally just destroy each other because you're mad. Like,
Yeah, constantly.
They're like, like, it would have concepts like, wait, what are you talking about? They break their bones and then they heal and then they start fighting again. Like what? Like no animal does. Like a horse breaks its bone, you got to put the horse down. Like it's not gonna make it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, they really
humans
is
are
some-
weird creatures. We heal super fast. We can live in like a ridiculous range of climate.
Yeah.
Like in freezing, we survive in freezing weather, and we survive in 100 in climates that are 120, 125 degrees.
Right.
We
It is
live
kinda
in them. We
crazy.
choose to live in them.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Man.
that's my little humanity. Fuck yeah! Shout out to that subreddit because their stories are really cool.
You heard it first from our Reddit correspondent.
Those motherfuckers trying to say that.
I'm sorry, I had to.
What a good Reddit correspondent you are.
Thanks, guys.
Speaking of more aliens, shout out to my guy, Ghost Unit 25.
Woo!
Yeah.
Excited for your stuff to come out and play test some of it, baby.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Absolutely.
Maybe
So-
on your Twitch.
We're in talks.
We're in talks. We're in early stages. Trying to get the wording right.
Shut up.
So do you guys think, since we were on the topic of like reading and stuff like that, do you think it helps you with your kind of like your one shots if you have to come up with them and stuff
Oh
like
man,
100%.
100%.
Because I just started reading
and then
fiction. I was
writing.
never big on reading
Yeah,
fiction.
you really didn't read fiction.
But I could already see it kind of like giving me like ideas or just ways I would like word things, scenes I would
Of
say.
course, yeah.
I think it's helped me with my vocabulary in
That too,
in
yeah.
things. And I don't mean like when I write, I mean like when I talk is like I can pick out words that I don't know where I got them from, but they're definitely from like reading and like yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried I'm going to read too many like medieval Viking books and I'm just going to start talking like one of them.
I mean, whatever. Just
Bring me my mead. Like, what?
another.
Sorry, just a
Wench.
shot of Hennessy, please.
Sir.
Henny? Can I get a Henny? Oh man, no Ren Fair this year.
Oh my god, I want to go to a Ren Fair so badly.
That
We would
sucks.
have so much fun.
The meat is
We'd have way too much fun,
Delicious.
probably.
so sweet.
We could dress up. I try to convince Scala and Mitch that when we go hiking in the winter that I want to dress up as like Game of Thrones characters.
North of the wall.
If we go all out and do that, we're gonna hire Joe and Zane to just like shoot it and
to
direct it
take
for
our
us,
right.
and just film it, and we'll do like an actual.
We'll make like a trailer or
movie out of it.
something.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
Reshoot. He's gonna do it. Reshoot season 8.
Oh my god,
We can
that
do
would
it.
be the greatest spoof ever. We're doing it.
Yo.
we
We're
have
doing
to do
it.
it.
We're gonna low budget reshoot season 8,
You heard it here.
and it'll be better.
And this is how Allie convinced us to do cosplay.
I'm not gonna lie. This is how I convince them to do most things. Guys, hear me out.
More like, guys, we're doing this.
Yep.
It's like, okay,
Guys, hear me out.
guys.
This is why she plays bards and rogues.
Do you remember Jesse?
Yes.
Guys.
I played. Oh my god! I'm gonna tell that story in a second. I played a satyr yesterday. Oh my god, that was super fun. I wrote a satyr.
I was so mad.
Yeah. Oh, this is for the one
the
shot.
one
We did a
Shot.
one shot last night. Yeah.
So good. That's also on my Twitch. I live streamed me making a character. So if you want to see me make a satyr,
So
Nice.
just some backstory to the satyr who stole my best friend. This one shot was more like a sequel to a couple of one shots that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a character in it, and my character made really good friends with an NPC, and we were like just like
They were
bros.
boys.
We were boys.
they were boys.
I was
So they
My-
do it
my-
with the accent.
my character was Tony Keys. He was a
There it is.
he was a tabaxi, former breaking and entering specialist in the city, who had to flee to the countryside and pose as a ranger because he turned witness against his the kitty cat crime family.
The fact that he's a
Scotland?
tabaxi makes it so much better
If
with that
you
accent.
play in this one shot, you know you kind of come in as like Thomas is.
Like my old partner or something. But I eventually made friends with a ranger, and he's like this like guy like this who's like, I'm just like a new ranger and I don't really know things, and I'm
he's
just
like super cool.
kind of a dork. It's like, hey, you want to come look at this rock I found? It's really cool.
Super adorable. Love it.
And
really into minerals and stuff.
Oh my God, yeah.
Him and Thomas became best friends. And then last night, Allie had to play a satyr who
Her name was Intronica.
my friend Leverett was smitten with. So he just like totally
Thomas, do you
ditched
care
me.
if I like go talk to Andronica?
He pretended to be my teacher. He was like, I pretty much taught Thomas everything he knows.
It was amazing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the episode started, but this is like a one shot you guys kind of do when you're a regular campaigner.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So
why did that campaign?
So Ian has to deal with space sometimes.
It's such an amazing line. So yeah, he had a call from NASA, so D&D was canceled.
And, like,
He's an alien. He's one of those aliens in that book.
It's not NASA. I don't actually know what any of it is, but it just sounds good. I don't think the phone call was from space. It could have been. Don't know. I'm not privy to that information.
He just guided a rocket back to Earth. No big deal.
This is somehow going to get into the NASA or something.
Homeland Security's about to raid us.
We're just never going to hear from Ian again.
No, Ian had a work meeting and he just wasn't going to be home in time. And it's a lot of stress to before you, because you run games, before you run games, you need time to prep and mentally be there. And he was like, I'll do it. I'll run the game because, man, we're super consistent with our Tuesday game. And we were just don't stress it. It's not worth you. We'd rather not half-ass a game and have you stressed out. There's always next week. So Denise, the girl who came to the party, she is also a DM and she runs this sort of side game. Like Mitch said, he had played Thomas before. During quarantine, we were playing because no one had anything to do. And this is this is my third character that I've rotated out with her in this camp. I've literally all these little things are going on. I've played different characters in all the little areas. So it's been fun. And she ran the game yesterday, and I felt super bad because our group is us two other people, and then one person that's in and out a lot.
And Denise.
So there's five of us consistently, 6 when the other kid's not in school. So 5 consistently. So last night should have been 4 players, 1 DM, but everyone else bailed, and I felt so bad, and it sucks. That's just it's a shitty feeling, and I get life happens. The one kid's moving, the one kid is literally a kid in high school, so homework and life in school, but I felt super bad. And I was super excited. I was really hyped about my character last night. Just to try something different, because I don't go crazy when I play D&D because I like characters that I can keep for a really long time. It's not realistic to keep a satyr in Waterdeep,
Right.
So it's fun to be able to try those different things and play classes that I would never play. And
I think it actually wound up being pretty. I think it worked out about as good as it could have worked out.
Yeah, and she's really good at playing multiple characters. She played 2 NPCs that came with us. So
she was also a hippie.
Oh my God, she played a hippie called
hippie
Moonflower.
drow.
She's like, your aura is just, it's like a lilac right now. Oh my God, it was so funny.
I have some crystals that could help you with that.
Yeah, it was like Leverett, but higher pitched.
It also sounds like a really good idea to, if you have a campaign going to keep your players invested when something like that does come up, to have a backup one-shot type of,
it's a really
almost like a mini-series, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like, because she has, so the way she plays it is she has all these little things going on. This one town had poisoned water, this one town had poisoned plants, yesterday we fought this beast that had a black heart of darkness type, so, and eventually I imagine it'll be one encompassing story, and or when she runs this game for a real group, I know this because she was telling me, because she used to run a game for a group, is that the things we do are affecting what the main storyline would be. You know what I mean?
I see,
so
so when she runs another group,
when they go
what
through
our characters have done, will have
affected what they're doing next.
Right.
And,
that's an interesting way to tie different groups together and stuff like that.
It's like a living world. Yeah.
If they go to that forest, they'll meet my character who now lives in the forest because her husband turned into a dryad.
Tabletop MMO,
pretty much. And she's super, super talented.
Did you see the map? The whole world
map?
Yeah,
she's also an artist. She drew the whole map.
This thing must be the details are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. She's super talented. And we were just talking about her before we started the podcast, because I was saying, Mitch had messaged her because he had more questions about
the ending of the one shot.
Ending.
Because I know that the world keeps going, so I figured why not.
Yeah, and she messaged me because I always try to be a super big support. Like I said, she legitimately is an amazing DM. She's not I'm not even trying to be oh, she's great. She really is. She's super talented. And she messaged me just to say thanks, which is so funny because I think we talked about this as DM anxiety.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
How real it is, even though this girl's DM'd for us how many times has Denise DM'd for us? Like,
And like literally since the very first time, an absolute natural at
Yeah.
it. Like just
and we're not her first group. Like, she's DM'd before, so it's funny to see that like she still gets. I get DM anxiety, like, all the time.
man, we have been lucky with some DMs that we've had.
Yes. Speaking of DMs, sorry. November 7th, I'm doing a 24-hour stream.
Ooh.
Yeah, November 7th for Extra Life. We are raising money for kids with cancer. 24-hour stream on Twitch. I will be DMing a 2-part, 8-hour session D&D game.
That's
That
actually the first I'm
sounds
hearing of that.
awesome.
How have you not heard this?
I've heard the thing. I didn't know about the D&D session.
I think you posted about it.
I did because I
yeah.
asked if anybody wanted to play. So of course it's still open if you guys do want to play.
Who's playing? How many characters have you filled?
God, there's already like 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
But it's in 2 parts. So if you want to play, I need people for the night part because I don't think a lot of people are going to make it to 11 p.m. We're starting at 11 a.m. with the first session, and the next session won't be till 11 p.m. So it'll be late night.
I could do
Either
NPCs
or.
if you want.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same
You want us
thing.
to do NPCs?
Yeah, you guys want to play NPCs? That
Yeah,
would be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
cool
be
with
cool. That'd be cool.
Okay, cool. So we'll work on the story. I actually have a story, and I'll go over it with you guys. So make sure everybody subscribe to Twitch and do all that fun stuff. We're raising money for kids. Our group name is the Sus Squad.
Sus.
I love it already.
Yeah, because we were into Among Us at the time.
At the time.
I still play a lot.
Yeah, so do I.
No one really plays with me. Like, we don't play in
Me
a
too.
group anymore. I made a friend on a public server, and I invited him to our Discord.
Really?
Yeah.
I made a friend on a public server, but once the game ended after a couple hours, it was just goodbye forever.
I think
was-
I found.
I was
a-
like,
was really
please add
sad.
me.
I got like banned from a lobby I really enjoyed the other day.
Why?
I actually found a good lobby and I got banned from it because I guess the only time in my life I'll ever be called a hacker was during this game. But pretty much what happened is I got a text message, right? I just killed somebody and like 2 people saw me. So I was pretty much done. So I was like, all right, somebody texted me. I went to answer the text message. And I guess what happened was it said I wasn't playing. Like I left the game. So they just skip voted. And then, I answered the text, went back to the game, and I popped back in. So like they didn't vote for me because they thought I left. And
So
they immediately started
The
like,
game
what happened?
glitched.
Yeah, and there was only 3 people left. So I was like, 0-2. And then I just waited there until somebody came and I killed him. And they started like flipping out. It was really dramatic too because we must have played like
How
7 or 8
extra.
games at that point, like together. They're like, "How could you betray us like this?"
How
It was-
I
freaking
didn't do it.
extra.
It was, and they
Yo.
called me a hacker. I was like, "If you guys knew who I was, I would be able to explain this. I'm on mobile, like first of all."
Also,
I got banned from a server because like they didn't like that I was the imposter, and I convinced them that I wasn't the imposter. Like they were mad that I lied. Like I was like,
It's literally
you
my
know the
job.
game, right? Like,
I hate when people get mad at the way the game works. Like, what? The other night I was playing, like I said, I met that guy online, and really the only reason we're friends is because he told me Bowling for Soup is his favorite band, so. No, but he was super chill because you guys know how I am, and I hate when people are like typing and they're like, start the game, and I was like, I will not, I will turn this car around. They were like, no, start the game. Also, did you know you could get kicked from your own server? Learned that the other day.
Really? I didn't know that.
If everyone votes to kick you,
You got kicked from your own
So
server
everybody voted
because
to
you
kick
wouldn't start the game.
don't start the game.
Damn.
Except my guy. And thank God, guess who it went to? It went to him. So he banned everybody.
That's great.
Nice.
So we're bros, but that's not the point of the story. But somebody got super mad the other day because it was one of those situations where, like, let's say you and I were the imposter and, like, you saw him kill. And then I was like, oh, I guess I got to vote Scala because that's what it is.
Mhm.
And then you were like, no, Allie's the other imposter. Like, I hate when people
That's
do
the
that
worst.
stuff.
Terrible.
And then at the end, they were like, you're supposed to not vote for the other imposter. And we're like, you have to vote for them if they're sus. Like, because then you're
People
sus.
are so stupid.
Not gonna lie, I've done the blame an innocent person for being the other imposter trick before.
Like you start an argument, right? Like, oh, you're gonna snitch up. That's that. I started doing that too.
Well, no, I've been
Ooh,
like
that's
where I've gotten
good.
caught when it's like I know I'm going down,
Mm.
and I'd be like,
Good luck, Pink.
good luck, Pink. Go get him or something like that.
See, I do that in an aggressive way. What I do is like if I get caught, I'll just pick a random person, whoever accuses me first. Usually, I'll just attack them and be like, "Wow, you're gonna snitch on me immediately. Like you're not even gonna wait to see if like somebody saw me." I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna leave the game, but this is the other imposter." And then they vote somebody out who's innocent, and then I do O2 and I get another kill in. You know, just to get two bodies
just to get
before they vote me out. Yeah.
It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. The other thing, and like, listen, I was annoyed because I was just annoyed at the lobby, but man, I didn't kill a single person for 2 games. I got imposter maybe 4 times. I didn't kill a single person for 2 games, and in both of those games I was imposter. I got voted out for being the imposter.
Wait, you were the imposter.
I was the imposter. I didn't kill anybody. I ran around and pretended to do tasks. Literally was with somebody the entire time, and they were like, "Yeah, it's Pink." I was like,
I'm telling you, it's just
kill
Pink.
anybody.
Pink is always sus.
So then I started playing hella aggressive, and I was like, "That's it, murder everybody."
Nothing gets me like when I'm like not the imposter, and I get voted out a lot. I get really mad. I really
It's the
do.
only game that affects me like that.
I really do.
It
I'm
really
like,
is.
Where I just, I want to hop
how
in a voice
can I-
chat with them and just yell.
oh, this was like in voice chat too. I was like, no, I'm just, I was like, I'm just doing the same thing I do every game. How am I keep getting voted out?
Yeah, and the fact that like they block every curse.
You know
You
can
can
turn that off.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
I turned that shit off.
Wait, do you have to be host or
No.
Oh, you can turn that shit
It's
off.
under your
It's a
options.
personal setting.
Caveman Scholar learned something new today? So
Get
I'm going to
ready.
do that.
Get
'Cause
ready.
my only thing is I have to call everybody idiots because it's the only one that's not automatically blocked.
Get fucking
I
right.
can say idiots, but I can't say stupid. Stupid is blocked. In case you guys didn't
Still, you can't
You
be
ever just like type and you're not
stupidity.
like, I didn't even type a curse word there. How come it's blocked?
Yeah.
I
it's-
spelled doesn't wrong the other day and I got blocked. I was like, what did I write? And like, listen, I curse a lot, so I was like, maybe I wrote something
just
and I
didn't
just
notice.
didn't notice. And then I was like, wait, why is it blocked? And then I had to turn it off and I saw what I wrote.
Shout out to them for the Halloween decorations.
Oh my god,
Oh, yeah,
so
those are cool.
Wasn't
cute.
expecting
Those are
that.
cool, yeah.
So cute. I heard there's an update. Wait, were you telling me this?
I don't think so.
There's an update that's betaing about they're gonna do anonymous voting, where that's like an option you'll be able to do, so you can't tell who votes for who.
I like that.
That's
So like if you're the
that'll
other
make the game
imposter, you
interesting.
don't have to vote your friend out. You can just
The
Yeah.
rule they need, this is the rule that they need, is that you can't get imposter on your first game
what does that mean?
in a server.
Why?
Because people fucking quit.
I do hate that.
Like, the people quit as soon... You're one of those people. You
I am
admitted
one of
it.
those
He is
people.
one of those
You
That would stop
motherfucker.
me though. That's a good point.
Like,
yeah.
you'd have to be in the server 2 games in a row to get imposter.
Yeah, that for public, I think for private it would be fine. Like if there was an option, if it was a private server, it's whatever, right? Because then it's just the people. Well, but then you wouldn't have the issue of people leaving because it's your server.
Or hear me out. What if they did something like you had, somewhat of a choice? Like you could choose your levels. What if you're like, I definitely don't want to, like somebody, those people who hate being imposter. Like I
Yes.
only want to play as a crewmate, and
I was thinking that because they started that with like Overwatch, where it was like you knew going in that you were gonna be a tank or you were gonna be a whatever, right? Like you could.
Well, Overwatch, it used to be
Well, I know what it
whatever
used
you
to
want it to be.
Yeah, but I'm saying now.
And then it was, okay, you have to have 2, 2, and 2. And then it was, you have to pick which of the classes
you want
you're
to
going to be before you even search for the game.
Yes.
And now it's back to, you can be whatever you want.
Right, and I'm not saying it's a perfect system, but there probably should be some sort of gameplay option, especially there's so many people playing. It's not like a small game where it's only like a handful. But I agree that it would be nice, even if it wasn't a guaranteed, if it was like
a preference.
a scaled, like it was like, okay, well, if you choose imposter, you're going to get imposter 75% of the time and then crew 25.
Yeah.
Mathematic. I don't know how hard that would be to code. I'm sure it's probably difficult for a game that's like a 2-bit game that really crashes literally all the time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the other side of, what I do, the other problem is when people get imposter, they call an emergency meeting and then they're like, I'm the imposter, please vote me out. Because they literally, I guess some people have that much anxiety. That they just rather get voted out and just sabotage.
You know who's like that?
Sarah.
Sarah's like that.
She
won't like admit it.
She won't admit it,
but like
if
she
she
plays
gets
the
caught,
game. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
She plays the game because she wants to go play the mini game tasks. Like that's what she likes about the game. I think. I'm kind of like that too. Like I don't mind getting killed because I like being a ghost, so I can get to my tasks faster.
I hate doing tasks.
I like doing tasks.
I
like
like getting killed as the imposter. I'd rather sabotage and kind
it
of
is fun.
I
don't care either way. I don't like getting killed stupidly. That pisses me off. I don't care if an imposter kills me. I don't care if I get voted off because I was doing something sus. I hate getting voted off because it's like I wasn't paying attention for 2 seconds. They were like, pink, you didn't say anything. Yeah, it's totally pink. Or like when someone like randomly just says a color and they're like, yep, we're all voting pink now. And it's like,
Oh my god.
shut up.
You know, that's bad, but it's almost as bad when you're playing voice. And so there's like one person who takes charge and they're like, where were you? Where were you? Where were you? Like nobody fucking lies. Like, oh,
Yeah.
well, this person said they were there, so it must be them. It's like, you understand the concept of lying, right?
But you know, I don't know. It's been a while since all of us played. I started doing that to people. What I started doing is like, okay, great, you're asking questions. Where were you? Like,
yeah,
you
that's,
don't make
that's the other
yourself.
thing.
You're not safe because you're asking questions.
Yeah.
Like, I literally will vote for you if I have no other leads because you're annoying the shit out of me and you're interrogating me. Like, who died and made you sheriff?
Yeah.
You know, that's the other problem. My other issue with voice chat, too, if you're not playing with people you know, is you don't know their voices, and people are really, every lobby I've been in where I don't know people, they're really bad at being like,
I'm
it's
yellow.
green speaking,
I'm
I'm yellow. Yeah, so you end up like, I'm like, oh, whoever's talking right now, like, I could tell they're lying, but I have no idea. And I'm just like, what color are you? But there's 17 people talking, so.
Right.
I find that whenever I play in a public server for like 4 or 5 games, I like become the leader of the server just because I type in full sentences. Like, people just
Oh my
listen
God,
to me.
it's-
They just listen to you when you type
Yeah,
in full
when you type-
sentences.
Someone,
Like, it doesn't work the first game, but if you play with like, if you get like a consistent 4 or 5 people who stick in the server, and then you have like of course the randos who quit and come in.
Yeah.
But
Me.
like as long as you're like typing in full sentences, they're like, okay, yes, okay, I trust you.
You know what helps? Being a girl.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times the other night I was playing and they were like, who is girl in server? I was like, me. And they'd be like, I protect you with life. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Cool.
Kills them.
Get wrecked, friend.
Now I had Sims. Now I have Ghost Sims.
Yeah.
There we go.
Follow me.
They still follow
They
her.
do.
That guy that I became friends with the other, I can't, I'm trying to think of his name. I tried not to kill him. This is how I got caught as imposter. I tried not to kill him the whole time. I was imposter following him around. The other imposter came in, murked him, and I was like, look, I got a vent. And then I ran, and I was like, oh my God, he's dead. And then I got voted out. And I was like, I would never kill my best friend. And they were like, that's true. They've been best friends for the past 10 games. I literally was in the same lobby for like 3 hours. And it didn't work. I was very upset. And then when I went on my murder spree, because I was really mad, he was like one of the first people I shanked. Didn't even realize. I literally, when I tell you it was like fucking Halloween out there, I was like, ran by, slashed someone, turned the lights off, kept running till my cooldown, slashed somebody else. Like, I was going crazy. He was one of the people I killed. And then I didn't get voted because they were like, well.
The map that you like to play on, I got no moves on. I
love that map. I don't know why more people don't play on it.
I got moves on the main map. Skeld.
Yeah.
My go-to is go to the bottom engine, turn off the lights, and then wait for them to just come down and just kill the last one. It's like, oh, then you go back to the bottom engine. My other move is in the decontamination one.
Yeah. Mirror
Is-
HQ.
Yeah. Be the first person in decom, and then hide in the vent,
Mm.
and then just wait till there's somebody in there by themselves. It's like the easiest fucking way to play.
That's smart, actually.
That's
yeah.
like the easiest
Yeah, but you
way.
only get, if you end up with more than one person in there, you get screwed because then no one sees you coming out.
Yeah, but if you're the first one in, you know who's going in and out. You know when somebody's in there by themselves.
I like that map only for the vents. I like being able to vent
That map
to the
is
whole
fun to
map.
vent. You know what else is fun? You know what else is fun about that map? Or great venting and kill spot in that map? The beginning, because nobody ever.
Because no one goes back to the beginning.
It's also the best hiding spot. When I'm done with my tasks and I'm not like trying to get killed, I just go to the drop
Yeah.
off. I just stand there. It's like nobody.
Man,
ever
we
finds
gotta
you.
play Among Us.
We do.
So we're making a schedule for Extra Life. So it's gonna be a 24-hour stream. If you guys want in on the games as well, we're making a schedule of games. So it'll be like, like 10 a.m. to 12. We'll play Among Us. 12 to whatever.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
play.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So the D&Ds will be in the very, very beginning and the very, very end of the night. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be levels 8 and then levels 18. So it'll be
18.
the first half of the game is the characters at level 8. And then it'll be like I haven't decided how many years, like 5-year time gap. And then it'll be level 18.
With the same characters.
That's
I
badass.
like that.
And you're DMing it?
Yeah. Yes. I'm DMing.
Who's streaming? Other people in the server?
Yeah.
And they're the players?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
With your new fancy computer.
Yes, with my new computer. It's so pretty and it's very fast.
That thing is fast.
Yeah, super fast. It turned on in like 8 seconds. It's amazing. I downloaded a game that like took me 5 hours before in like 20 minutes.
Vermintide downloaded in like 25
20
minutes.
minutes. Genshin Impact took me like 8 minutes to download. So if you guys want to watch me play dumbass games, I play lots of waifu games.
You do. Every time I pop up there, I'm like, oh, another anime one. Here we go.
It's all the same anime one. I'm trying to get the waifus. You know why? It's the same reason I like other things. The game is based on loot box type things, and
Yeah,
that
like
is that is my kryptonite if I ever had kryptonite in the world.
This is like the one issue that all gamers agree on. Like, loot boxes are terrible, and they're Allie's favorite fucking thing.
Microtransactions. I mean, I don't like paying for them, but I like opening things, and I like when they go.
See, I like it too. That's the thing.
It's
like,
fun. It makes it worth the like. I can play the game for the story. That's fine, but the game is not designed for story. The game is designed to collect things, and if I'm gonna collect things, I want it to be fun, and I want to go.
But like,
I don't like when it's like you have to buy. You
Well,
have
that's what
to
it is.
buy it too. But they have ones where it's like
No,
you
you
can
don't
just play
have
through
to
and
buy
open
it. If you play enough, you can afford it. I haven't
Right.
paid for
Yeah.
anything yet.
I like the option.
If you
I also
play
like the option
enough,
to pay for
if-
it.
Me
If I want
too.
to, like spoil myself.
listen, I'm gonna
I
sound like
deserve this.
I'm gonna sound like a boomer here,
You
a video
are a
game
boomer.
here. But like, if you play enough, you can earn enough in-game currency to buy it.
Yes.
So what it used to be was if you completed all the missions or did something cool in the game, then you got the stuff.
But you still get that.
And then it was, okay, pay 99 cents to get the thing that you want. And now it's pay $5 to get a 20% chance of getting the thing that you want.
Yeah, whatever. But that's, I mean, I like gambling. So there's an element of that too.
I like getting what I want.
Yeah, but if you just play the game normal, you still get the cool stuff. You still like, if you do this task, you still get X, Y, and Z. You still get all this other bullshit. This is like the extra stuff. Like, ooh, you want a pretty dress?
I was gonna say a lot of times it's cosmetic. So
It's
is your issue
cosmetic.
only when
It's-
it's like
yeah.
you need it to level up,
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of? Or
yeah.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
different. I don't play a lot of games. And those are mostly mobile games. It's not really like...
The ultimate cosmetic in video game history. You guys ever heard of the Halo 3 Recon helmet?
no.
Okay. So Halo 3 when it came out was like the biggest fucking game.
Mm.
Millions of people were playing it. Like its player count was like 1 million something people a day. And there's this one cosmetic called the Recon helmet. And the only way to get the Recon helmet was you had to do something so ridiculous in the game, catch it on video, post the video to the developer, and the developer had to be like, yeah, that was pretty fucking sick. Here, you get the Recon helmet. There was only like 15 or 20 of them out there.
Really?
Yeah, so
Okay.
like if you like played somebody with Recon, you're like, holy shit. It was crazy.
It's one of the 20.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, like 2
Did you
years.
ever play against someone?
Yeah. You'd run across them every once in a while. I played a lot of
the
Halo
streets.
back in the day. But I mean, a couple years later, they came out with like a set of achievements, and they were hard. They were really hard
Yeah.
to do. But if you got them, you'd get the Recon helmet. So like, then everybody had it. But that was like the ultimate cosmetic. This is like early days of YouTube. Like, people posting videos trying to get Recon.
Yeah, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, well, I like loot boxes. And I like pretty things. Not that the worst part is I don't even know what I'm getting when I get them. I'm like, oh, that's pretty. It's sparkly. And someone's like, that's worth shit. I'm like, it's nice.
But it looks nice.
Oh yeah, I'm the same. Way. Any game that you could do tattoos in, I'll drop 100 on just the option of tattooing my person. Crazy.
You know what's the worst? When the item with the good stats is not the item that looks the best.
Right. Can you at least make it look nice?
Which seems like it happens all the time.
No.
Like,
It's like, oh man, I've been using this armor for the last 30 levels. I love the way this looks. But this new pink tutu thing, the stats on it are ridiculous. Like, I have to wear that to, you know what I mean? Like, ugh.
In Vermintide, when I was playing the other day, I was playing like some fire bitch, and there was like this staff that literally was like Dragon Ball. Like, you could shoot Dragon Balls out of this staff.
Nice.
But it was not as good as the really boring staff. And I was just like, honestly, I'd rather just have fun.
Yeah.
I also don't, and this goes, I wish it was just more like tabletop RPGs. Like I don't like the tier gear where it's like the Minecraft idea of like, oh, you have bronze and then you have gold and then diamond is always going to be the best. Like I like the idea of them all having different properties.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it adds
advantages
more
and
to the
balance.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
All things balanced.
I guess Genshin Impact though, like it's a free game, so they got to make their money somehow.
The game is free. That whole ass beautiful game that looks like that Zelda game. It looks like Breath of the Wild.
That's the one you
Yeah.
stream, right?
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
It is 100% a free game.
But
so
now, like nowadays, like even the $60 games, the full price AAA, like millions of dollars in development, like the best games, you still got to deal with loot boxes.
I like loot boxes. But yes, I don't like microtransactions when they're the only way to get things you need.
Right.
I think if they're cosmetic or just for the hell of it, if you want to spend the money, then you should be able to spend the money and have
No,
fun
and I
with
get
it.
that. I get that.
I mean, they're ultimately like expansion packs
Right.
for the most part.
Right,
But
you-
I do think there's a problem when it's like
But
I go here and there with it because I also agree with you on the idea of like if I'm talking about something like Call of Duty, right? You know, the more money you spend, the more stuff you kind of have.
But it doesn't make
And
you
now
the
you're
better
like-
player.
Well, that's the thing. Like
yeah.
that's one way. But if it actually like if you could level up off of purchases, to me that's kind of a problem. Like, I don't want to level up because of purchases. I
Right.
just want to look better. You know.
right.
Yeah.
Microtransactions.
Mm.
But again, to Allie's point, if it's a free game, how much can you really?
Well, here's the thing now. But like, is it gambling?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
should it be regulated like gambling is
Oh,
regulated?
shut up.
No, I'm serious. Not to get political, but like, if it is, then there are laws about gambling that
Well, I don't think it's gambling. in the
haven't
sense
applied
that,
to it so far.
Well, that's because in gambling you could lose completely. There's no compliment.
You're
you know what I'm saying?
getting something for what you paid for. It's not.
Yeah, it
It's
just
like
may
the
not be what you
equivalent
want,
of like.
but-
Do you call claw machine gambling?
Yeah, that's
the
see,
that's the
I buy
equivalent,
that. I
is
buy
that
yeah.
Magic
even-
the Gathering, same thing.
Even if you put money
Yeah,
into
exactly, like
it,
a
you're
card
still
game.
getting a product. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean
I
you're
buy that.
getting the value
I
of
buy
your
that.
money.
Yeah.
I buy that.
It's just, you still get something. I think it's a gambling gambling needs to be regulated if there is the chance of no return
yeah,
on what you're
yeah,
getting.
that's kind of
Gotcha,
my thing.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I buy that.
Also, we should go gamble.
I'm with it.
I'm not
We should
stepping
go to
foot
Atlantic City.
inside Atlantic City.
Why?
I don't want to sit in a blackjack table with a mask on my face. Freaking.
We should gamble.
Oh, that's true. And you know what it is? My appeal. I would rather do like a poker night. Like
We should
here.
do a poker night.
That we could do.
Yeah.
Just because, like, when I go to AC, I try and think like strategically. I'm like, all right, this is the amount of money I'm going to spend on gambling, but I'm going to get way more of my worth in alcohol. I will sit at this penny
That's
slot
true.
machine, put a penny in every half hour,
Get a lot of
and just get a
booze.
lot of drinks,
Mhm.
and then I'll go do
That's true.
which the casino wins too, because by that point I'm drunk, and then I head to
And
the
then you're done.
Then you head to the table.
I had the craps table or
That's how
something
I
like
play.
that. Yeah,
Everything on red.
but it's fine because if they give me free
$100
rooms, I'm
on
okay
it.
with it.
Right. Oh,
Like
man.
that's always my thing. I guess it's also like kind of tied into the microtransaction things. Like if you're giving me something for it, even if like it's completely unbalanced, I still feel good about it, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
like I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna lose money. I know that. Like it's very rare that I'm gonna win. But like if you're gonna give me a free room, at
Right,
least it's
or you're gonna give me free
something,
drinks,
yeah. Oh, free drinks,
or-
yeah.
Also, just kind of like I like playing cards. Like they're fun. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Exactly.
It's like an adult
Playing
thing.
poker or blackjack it's fun without the money aspect.
Yeah,
Even.
I would go even with honestly. I was gonna say like, even if I'm not primarily gambling, I just like the lights and shit. I'm one of those people like
Yeah,
just
like
walking around the
enamored
casino.
by
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I like the feeling of staying in a casino and kind of
AC's fun.
I
Yeah.
like to make money.
as ghetto as certain parts of it is.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
stay on
but
the
if you're,
strip.
like-
I think
if
it's
you're in-
everywhere that has even like Vegas, right?
Yeah, if you're in though that like boardwalk and you just walk through the hotels, I mean,
When
Yeah.
I was in high school, I handed in this paper that I like rushed really bad right before class. And my teacher was looking at it and he was like, "Who wrote this? This is glittered covered shit." And I was like, "That's what AC is. AC is glittered covered shit. Like if you like sober up and then you're like, whoa." It's
Right.
like, "Oh man, this place is a shithole." But like when you're feeling it, it's like 11:30 at night, you kind of getting into the night a little bit. You're like, "AC is so cool."
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're from Jersey, right? And I think the other hard thing that people don't think about for AC, whereas it wasn't always just casinos, right? Like they had boxing was huge
Oh,
in AC,
yeah,
and that's where they got a
yeah.
lot of their money, and then it all just moved to
They had
Vegas.
everything. Tourism. They had the beach.
Yeah.
They had.
It was like Junior Vegas.
Yeah, Boardwalk
right.
Empire, you know,
Mm-hmm.
all of that.
It's a good show.
Right. I mean, they had Broadway's not the word I want to use, but they had stage shows.
Stage shows.
That was like a huge thing.
Concerts are huge down there.
I've seen concerts
Yeah.
down there.
Anything to get people to the tables.
Yeah, it's just sad now. Like
It
nobody
is-
books it anymore. It's just kind of
It is
yeah.
really run down. Like
Yeah.
when you go, unless you're staying in those like like Caesars and like that little strip is okay.
yeah,
but,
yeah, like the 30 feet between the
or if you
yeah.
like go to Harrah's and you stay just in Harrah's, like, but
Yeah, and the other bad part for it is the like online sports betting and online
Yeah.
gambling
Right,
now
right.
is just kind of tearing
Easy.
at it. Yeah,
it's easy.
Yep.
Man, how do we get to gambling?
I don't
you know,
know.
technically tabletop gaming,
We-
right? That is-
Right.
Covered the gamut today on
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, we've gone through.
50 Shades of Grey. You know what we didn't do?
What?
Shout out to Casey.
Shout out to
Shout out to Casey.
Sleepy Casey. Hopefully you're enjoying this with a nice cup of coffee and you are not working too hard.
I hope that
And-
for everybody. I hope everybody's enjoying this with a nice
We
cup of
hope
coffee.
that you are all, or an alcoholic beverage,
Absolutely.
and lots of
Why
water.
not both?
Hydrate before you dihydrate.
Hydrate.
I love her little posts of like her dancing drawings. I don't know what
Yeah.
the technical term is for them, but they're amazing.
Yeah, her little like animations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out sleepy_Casey. I think that's what it is. Sounds right.
If I
That's
was
her
on
Discord.
I think that's also her. Or Sleepy Casey with a K and a C is her thing.
Art
For
of Casey
Instagram, right?
Quo.
That's Facebook.
Oh, okay.
It's yeah.
if I was on TikTok, I'd make like a TikTok of me trying to do the dances that she makes her like little characters do.
We could do that,
Wait, isn't TikTok illegal now?
I'm not touching TikTok.
I will film
TikTok
you,
scares me.
and I will put you on my TikTok.
It's too weird. It's too weird.
Yes
to
or no?
me.
Can I
There's
put
too-
you on my TikTok?
Me and Skylar are boomers. We're not. we're not
Yeah,
going on
I'll be
TikTok.
fine with that. I
Okay.
guess, yeah.
So also coming up, Scala dancing to Casey's TikTok. Oh my God, that'll be so good. We'll probably get famous.
All for
We
that.
do all of this stuff, and
Probably
that's the
famous.
thing that gets us. And
I'd
then
be so offended.
I'll just plug my Twitch on the bottom of it. You can see Scala dancing live.
That's like when freaking Andy from The Office gets famous for crying on his audition. That's exactly what I would feel like. It's like everything I've done, freaking rapping, the podcast, all that stuff.
All of it.
Got famous for being bad at something.
Yeah, on an app I don't have. Like,
Yeah, on my account.
mm,
On my account.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
All right.
So good. So what are we playing next?
are we playing tonight?
I don't know. What are we playing? I want to play
Kinda
that
wanna-
masquerade game.
Which one?
The,
We still never got around to the fantasy night.
fantasy.
I want to play Root again.
Root.
You guys were playing Root on mobile, right?
Yeah, my app stopped working and I just never updated it. And I gotta fix it. I love that game.
I'm okay with that,
That was
too.
fun.
Play something tonight.
Let's play Root.
Among Us. We play Among Us.
We could do that too.
We sit in the same room
I just
again.
need something to do because I had like 40 ounces of Red Bull before coming here, and
I need food. I haven't eaten since
get
breakfast.
some food too.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna go get some food and play
Yep.
some games.
Thank you for joining us for our dinner plans.
Thank you. Thanks for yeah, if you guys I don't know what you're eating for dinner, I hope that you're eating well. And I hope that you're drinking water.
And
I hope
coffee.
that you're drinking
Alcohol.
coffee
And alcoholic beverage.
I hope that you're cuddling your pets. You're taking a nap. What other good things in the world? I hope you're playing games.
You're just going through a good day.
I'm really
It's like-
trying.
It's like a
The
checklist for a good day
coziest
right
night I
here.
ever
Yeah.
heard of.
Is there a fireplace there? There
Yeah,
should be a
it's sweater weather. Okay, everybody just close your eyes. Imagine this for a moment. It's sweater weather season.
Do it in
The air is nice and crisp. Oh, you want me to do some ASMR?
no, in what's her name voice? Moon, whatever.
The air is nice and crisp. And I just want you to feel your auras, everybody.
Oh God.
Everybody just close your eyes and be at one with yourself. Oh. And here we are, everybody.
And we're back.
I hope that you are having a wonderful night. Scala, hit us with that.
Big Deck Energy on YouTube with the link to our Discord. Also on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud. Big Deck Energy Podcast on Instagram. Big Deck Energy _ on Twitter. And on Twitch for Allie, Empress, EMPRESS _ Allie. Spell it with an I and E. If you spell it with a Y, we'll murder you.
She will.
And thank you all for joining us again. We hope you have a great week, and everybody stay safe and wear your mask.
Wear your mask.
Yeah, and
See you next time.
Yep. And vote.
and vote.
Good night.
Good night.